Hello everyone. The purpose of this video is for me to show you an example of what your presentation will look like when you post it on Flipgrid. So first I want to describe to you my shape for my phone amplifier. It is a cube. It does have some rounded corners, and then it has the cylindrical holes in it in the front, and then it also has the rectangular hole in the top that will hold the phone. The reason I chose this shape was because I like and believe in simplistic designs, but I also wanted it to conform to some principles of design, so it has unity. The unity that it has is from the cylinders, so it has 5 total cylinders, and the center cylinder is obviously a lot bigger. That's where the sound is going to come out and be amplified. And then I wanted to talk to you about the dimensions. So the dimensions of this phone amplifier are 5 by 5 by 5. And you can see some of the subdimensions that I've written in. So you can see, like, I've written here that the cylinder has a diameter of 4 inches, and then the little cylinders have a diameter of 1/2. And if you look closely, I have dimensioned a length, a width, and a height of all 3-dimensional forms. The dome that sits in the back of this cylinder is dimensioned and drawn here, so you can see what it looks like. The last thing I wanted to explain to you is how I calculated my volume of my 3-dimensional form. So remember that the total volume is the volume of the positive space minus the volume of the negative space. And another way to just say negative space in this case is minus the volume of the holes. So the negative space is the holes. So I have that my total volume is the volume of the cube minus the volume of the big cylinder, minus the volume of the hemisphere, which is hidden. You can't really see it in this picture, but it's at the back of the cylinder, minus the phone hole, minus the 4 little cylinders that you see around the perimeter. So to calculate the volume of my cube, I use the formula length times width times height. To calculate the volume of my cylinder, I use pi r squared h. For the dome, I use the sphere formula, which is 4/3 pi r cubed, but I then multiplied that by 1/2 because it's just a half a sphere or a hemisphere. And then finally, I did the volume of the hole for the phone, which I use length times width times height again. And the last thing is the volume of the small skinny cylinders. I did pi r squared h, and they are full depth holes. I was going to use them to pour resin in to give like a cool visual effect for my speaker, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do that given the current situation. But anyway, so my final volume that I came up with was the 75.6 inches cubed. That's using all the math that I just described. So this design does in fact meet the constraint of 150 cubic inches or less. Thank you.